we got Vigil and Thieves here. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you play and.
Matt, bass guitar.
Sarah, guitar, vocals.
Steph, just guitar.
Andrew, drums.
Go ahead and give a little band history. How you guys formed and everything. How you met.
I'll let you take that one, Sarah.
I can halfway take that one. This one and I have known each other since high school, and I've had like 40 different band names, played with like 30 different people. We found her at the Bottleneck, actually, which is ironic because now we both work for Pipeline, and he came a little later.
Yeah, Steph and I played.
I feel like I'm like a mother talking about like, oh, and then I got pregnant with Matthew.
No, Steph and I played music several years beforehand, so we had a mutual kind of relationship there, and just kind of worked.
It's been like 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think most bands have problems with drummers, and we've like.
It's
I think it's
last 2 years
It's
it
the
gets
most
solid.
constant.
It's been solid, but like you're still the newbie like 2 years later.
Yep.
So were those previous bands, were they kind of like the similar sound, or were they completely different?
I think it was like developing. I mean, I was like 15 when we started playing. Like there's like maybe one song.
They're mostly just guitar and drums. Had more of the say anything raw feel
Yeah, like
with the vocals.
grunge punk.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about your guys' other bands?
So I've definitely like maintained the same influences over the years, but I think like when I was 16 and joined, the band with Matt, like we were super trying to be like screamo and like all into like bands like Under Oath and Saracen and like that kind of heavier stuff of the time. And
Yeah.
we've obviously like still kind of maintained a heaviness to our style, but definitely not that anymore.
Yeah, I think I'd echo what Steph said. Influences have kind of stayed the same, but matured and grown a little bit.
So how did you guys settle on the band name, Vigil and Thieves?
That's all Sarah and Andrew.
There's actually
It's debated
disputes.
because
There's a
I
fight
freaking
about
remember
this.
that night we were seeing a show at the House of Blues in San Diego.
Yeah, Schmoes City
And-
soundtrack.
And we were like early, so we were eating at the restaurant, and I like asked the server for a pen and wrote it on a napkin. And I was like, "Oh, you're gonna think this is stupid, but it sounds like Vigilantes, and it's kind of like good and bad." But for some reason, he claims that it was his idea.
We began to talk about band names at that exact concert, and believe it or not, the name came about while we were eating at Applebee's.
It wasn't. I would never eat at Applebee's.
Believe it or not, that's
not
why
true.
I remember.
It's not
That
true.
is why I remember it was at Applebee's.
No, I remember House of Blues, and I wrote it on a napkin.
We don't know.
No, my story is right. Like I don't
They're
like
both
I
right.
don't claim to remember a lot of things, but I like swear that that's correct. This bad, I used to do what my mother had asked all around and drink my dinner. Oh. I'm the
Alright,
first person to be like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. But I have no shadow of a doubt.
Okay, how it
This is
started?
super mean.
How it started is we were originally called Moniker, and we liked the whole superhero idea.
Yeah.
So we were Moniker, but someone else like kind of threw that idea at us. So because we always kind of wanted to change it,
Yeah.
and so we still wanted the superhero, good and evil. So Vigil, it's kind of good. Thieves, bad. Good and evil. And so somehow together, maybe we came up with Vigil and Thieves.
You're wrong.
are some of the influences for this project?
Brand new, Circa
I don't
Survive.
think that answering with bands are like is the answer.
What's your influence?
Shit in the world. Am I allowed to say shit?
Sarah doesn't like to claim musical influences, but more so just like experiences.
I just feel like things I write about and things that like we listen to are separated.
All our songs are really tragic, but have some optimism with them.
Ourselves human and we call ourselves.
Going from that, how do you go about your writing process and putting a song together?
I think that's totally different, kind of each and every time. You know, maybe it's just a free jam that over several weeks kind of molds and forms into something that is totally different from how it started, or someone brings a fully written song, you know, to the group, and we riff on that for a while. So, and any variation in between those two extremes.
Attention library patrons, the time is 8:30 and the library is closing at 9 p.m.
Can we keep that?
We ask anyone with a library card to come to the Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's
So-
pre-recorded.
But I feel like we used to always do it the same, but like as we've gotten to know each other and like gotten like adjusted to each other's styles and like grown from that, I think like it's kind of a surprise every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes we'll work on something for a month and then be like, no, that's shit, but we want to keep like that one phrase.
I think our song "Haunting" like was probably the most like dramatically different one that we have, at least on our most recent EP. Like it started off like sounding like a totally different mood, even like it almost had like a cheerfulness to it in a way, and now it's like this complete opposite, like really spooky sounding track. And,
How it evolved.
yeah, and like
You know,
it's just crazy. It all had the same concept, but
once everybody kind of threw in their own ideas to it. And
we just played it to death. Really, it was like
Yeah.
over and over again until it just like turned into
I
something
feel like
else.
that was one of the only ones that like I didn't write the lyrics until like I feel like I just muttered random words until like it felt right.
But I think we all know when it does feel right.
Mhm.
You know, like we all like that's it,
Mm.
right? Or
Yeah.
at least close to it. You know, so I think that's.
So what kind of topics do you guys touch upon? Just
Hmm.
life in general stuff?
I don't really like to talk about
Yeah.
You're gonna have to since you were
a
at
lot of
the lyrics.
it's
She
I
doesn't
mean,
even
I
talk
could-
to us
I
about
could
what
give
she
you
talks
my-
about.
sometimes they
I
ask
can
me,
give my
oh, like what did
interpretation.
you write that about? I'm just like, I'm gonna tell you.
Listen to the song, you'll know.
How about you start with the two
I
songs
feel like
you
a lot.
recorded?
Okay, a lot of it's really politically driven. Like a lot of it's just like, I mean, it's not a secret that like the world's kind of going to shit right now. Like the future, like for our generation, I think is really uncertain. But like there's also some like personal stuff, and that's the stuff that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Life, death,
Mental
death
health.
and everything between.
Yeah.
People are parasites. Cutting down trees for paper that's make-believe building. I can't
So what are some of your guys' favorite band moments?
Moments?
Yeah.
I like trying to get Andrew hooked on a new phrase.
Let's not call him out for that.
It's fun. Catching
I-
flies in hotel rooms.
Yeah, I think like being just deliriously bored in a van and like just being stupid is really fun. And also, like before we like start our set, we do like a little hands in powwow thing like a second grade soccer team. Except we say schmauzow.
Yeah.
Like I like that. I feel like it's good to like take a second to like be like, hey, we're all part of this together before we like perform for people.
So do you guys have any upcoming news with this band?
We have a lot of upcoming news, really. We've been recording some stuff that's going to be released soon, like these 2 tracks included. We have a tour coming up at the end of July. It's a week long with our friends in Goodfella.
It's growing.
Huh?
It's becoming more than a week long.
Yeah, we keep adding dates onto it.
I think we just like each other, like the 2 bands. We keep just thinking, oh well, what if we did this after that? Oh, but then we could go to here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just continuing to write some new music. We're hoping to try to record like a full-length album within the next like several months. So
Yeah.
it's our main goal right now, other than just getting on the road again, because that's like kind of our favorite
Home.
thing. And home, yeah, it's home.
So what are you guys' thoughts on the Lawrence music scene? I know you guys just moved here recently. You guys have-
Last night was super cool. We've been doing some volunteer work for Girls Rock Camp, and we kind of threw together a last-minute jam session for Pride Night at the Bottleneck because we run that event there, and all the volunteers from Girls Rock came and performed, and I was just blown away by how much talent is in the city that I didn't even know about.
Mhm.
First of all, like I know a lot of bands in Lawrence that are great, but there's like this whole untapped community, in my opinion, and I'm really excited to like find out more about them.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, we like are part of it now. Like we both like do work for Bottleneck, and like I just started at Replay, and it's just like every night like there's a show, which is amazing because like even in Kansas City, like there's not a decent show every night. Like it's pretty much like maybe Friday, Saturday if you're lucky and you like that genre. But here there's like a little bit of everything everywhere, which I think is unique.
Mhm.
I feel like we get to play shows with a lot of bands and genres that I may not have listened to kind of on my own, but
Mhm.
participating in that, it really kind of shows like these bands do a genre that is maybe different than what we're used to, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, that is actually really good.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of hidden talent.
I know you like me better this way. I like to think I'm not like them. I like to think I can pretend.
So, want to ask you guys to be if you wanted to be a part of the Lawrence, Kansas punk rock con. What made you guys want to join? Get on it.
I mean, I just want to be part of like the effort to give the Lawrence music scene like some life. You know, it's historically been a really amazing music scene, and we want to just be included in that.
People need to support local music because every big band was a local band somewhere.
How can people find your stuff online?
The obvious stuff.
Google it.
Well, you know,
Hey, if you Google Vigil and Thieves, we're first.
yeah.
Pretty weird
So
name.
all the major stuff.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, Spotify. Are we on iTunes?
We have
On
one
iTunes?
track on iTunes, but you can also just go to vigilandthieves.com and
Yeah.
like there's links to everything. I feel like that's like the simplest answer. I don't like typing like da da da
We're
dot
trying to
blank
work on our
slash
YouTube
dot
game
com.
a little bit. We've been pretty bad about that.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Who knows? There might be something in the future.
Oh yeah, Andrew recently just discovered his like host YouTube skills.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. But
Well, I feel like it's like
The thing.
Yeah.
it was like extremely
Yeah.
entertaining.
No, you're gonna do more of it. It's gonna be good.
oh yeah.
Yeah. We
You could
talked
be a
about this.
vlogger.
There you go.
Ooh. A YouTuber.
Vlogger.
Yeah.
Matt's too old, he doesn't know what that is.
I do too.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it?
It's like a blogger but with videos.
I feel like we had to like go around that. I honestly
obvious.
didn't believe you for a second. I was just like, man.
I was really thinking, am I really missing something? You had me convinced, but no.
It's a very drawn out conversation. Don't bother.
Use all of this.
This isn't unusual.
Cool. Well, I guess that's it. Is there anything else you guys want to say? Throw out there?
Thank you.
Support live local music.
Thank you guys for being wanting to be a part of the comp. So
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's great stuff.
Very cool. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm gonna ask some more things. We should go to dinner.
Oh yeah.